In this video, I'm going to show you a simple formula that I've used to build $1 million business. Not only have I used it, but I've taught it to my clients and they've used it to build multiple six-figure businesses. And listen, this formula is super simple. I know it's going to sound crazy, but if you follow this 3-step formula, you will be able to build a business that you want to have that's either 6 figures, 7 figures, or if you already have that business, that you can easily scale it up to do even more. So let's get into the formula. So the first thing you have to understand is that if you want to build a business that's successful, or you want to build or scale your business that is simple, a lot of times we make it complex, but it's simple. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's simple. So when I learned this from my mentor, and when I started business over almost 10 years ago, it's been about 7 or 8 years. When I first got started in business, I failed for like the first year and a half. But when I mastered this formula, when I really learned this information, it changed everything. So the first part of the formula is desire. Desire. And what is desire? Desire is not just wanting, like if you're hungry, you want potato chips, or if you see something in the store and you want to buy it. No. Desire is something that's burning in you, something that you can't live without, something that you really need, a desire. So you got to figure out, what is your desire? And the problem with most business owners, and this is what I work with a lot of my clients when we're working on their mindset to get them to the point where they can be able to make multiple 6 and 7 figures in their business, is this. You have to figure out, what do you desire? What is your dream life? One thing I tell my clients to do is to picture your dream life in detail. What are the things that you want? What number do you need to be able to live the life that you want to live? What are the things that you want in your business? Because guess what? The problem with a lot of people today is that they're trying to build a business using other people's desires. They want to create a business because somebody else said this is the way you should do it. Somebody else told you that you should have a huge office and a big team, so now you want a huge office and a big team. Somebody told you that, oh, you should do social media marketing, so that's what you do. But you got to figure out, what do you desire? What's your dream business look like? I know for me personally, I don't care about being a huge super CEO with 100 people, employees in a big office. That's not me. So I focus my business on the desires that I have. So you got to figure out, what do you desire? What's your dream life? What's your dream car? Just because every person that's on Instagram or whatever is having Lamborghinis doesn't mean you have to do it. So you got to figure out, what's your desire? And that desire is going to be the thing that's going to carry you forward to when it gets hard. Because guess what? When you're building a business or you're trying to scale your business, you have to go through, it's going to be pain before you see progress. So you have to figure out what you desire. The next thing you do is that you add to your desire, you add skill. Desire plus skill. So you have to have skill, because guess what? There's a lot of people who have a desire for something. They desire the big business. They desire to make $1 million. They desire to have a team. They desire to be able to make $100,000 a month, or $50,000 a month, or $250,000 a month. It doesn't matter. They desire these things, but do you have the skill to get the desire? Are you good enough? Right? And I want you to think about this. Like, when you're learning sports, everybody grows up and has a desire to want to be in the NBA or play football or be in the MLB. Like, as a young man, all my friends, we desired to be those. But the reason why we didn't make it to the NBA wasn't because we didn't have a strong desire. It wasn't because we didn't dream at night about hitting that last shot. It's because we didn't have the skill. So you have to add your skill to this. What skills? Skills like marketing, skills like sales, skills like leadership, skills like communication, skills like finance, even intangible skills that you can't think about. Skills like being disciplined or being confident. Those are skills you have to learn to get whatever desire that you have for your life and your business. So you have a desire, right? What's your desire? That burning thing, the thing that you really want, that life that you really want to live. Whether it's you want to be able to take 2 vacations a year out the country, or whether your desire is you want to have this office with these employees and you want to be a CEO and you want to, or maybe you want to exit your business and sell it to, a private equity firm. Or maybe it's that you just want to be a solo entrepreneur and make $50,000 a month. Like whatever your desire is, it doesn't matter. But you have to have a strong desire. It has to be strong. It has to be something that when you think about it, you get almost like emotional. Not like not necessarily you have to cry, but you have to be like pumped up. Like it has to excite you. It has to get you where your juices are flowing, where your creativity starts flowing. Then you have to start adding skill to that, and whether that skill is all the skills you need to learn, and then lastly, you take that skill, and this is what sets it off, and this is what changes everything. You multiply it by faith. So you have the desire, you have the skill, you add the skill, but you multiply it by faith. And this is the key, multiplication. Because I want you to understand this, that this formula equals your success. And success is whatever it is. Earl Nightingale defines success as the realization of a worthy ideal. So whatever your worthy ideal is, that's what you're going to be able to get. And you have to multiply it by faith, because you have to understand this, guys, that how God operates, how he built the world, how he does his math is not by addition, is by multiplication. That's why when he put Adam and Eve in the garden, he put them in the garden. Why? Because a tree doesn't just produce one fruit. An apple tree doesn't just produce one apple. What does it do? It produces multiple apples. The same thing with faith and with multiplication. When you multiply a number by another number, you don't just get that same number back, right? Unless you do 1 times 1. But when you do 1 times 5, you're getting multiple back. When you're doing 5 times 5, 25, 10 times 10, right? You're getting 100. You're exponentially growing. And what is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. So you have to have the extreme faith that what the thing you're building is, even though you don't see it right now, is going to happen. And I remember when I was first building my business, like I did not see success at all. I couldn't make any money, didn't have any results, right? And what happened to me was I had to lock in on what I desired, because I wasn't clear on what I desired. I was just saying, I want to make a lot of money. Well, that's not a desire. That's not a clear desire. Like that wasn't going to push me to the next level. When I got that clear desire, then I learned the skills in the business that I was in to help me build the business, to help me be able to make the money that I wanted to make. But then what keyed it together was that I had to have the faith. I had to have the right beliefs, the right thoughts, the right emotions, the right feelings, the right essence, the right energy, the right frequency, whatever you want to call it, all those things to be able to go out and execute those things. And my efforts started to multiply, because guess what? You can have the right desire and the right skill, but if you don't think you can do it, if you don't believe that you can do it, if you don't feel like you're worthy of success, if you don't feel like, if you don't understand how to think and how to have the right perspective on the things that you want to do, it's not going to work. But this formula is a simple formula that I teach all my clients, that I taught all the people that I've helped make successful businesses. We really hanker in on this. And this is one thing that my mentor taught me, and that I've taken with me in every single thing that I've done in my life to see success. So listen, if you're an entrepreneur who wants to scale their business, who wants to make more money without stress and overwhelm, listen, I want you to go down to the link in the description, and you can become a client of ours. You can schedule a call with me and my team, and we'll see if you're a good fit. We'll take you through an assessment, see what your goals are for your business, what you've been doing, and see if it can work for you. And we can help you scale your existing business and help you make more money without more stress, more overwhelm, and doing it without having to learn new strategies. Listen, your strategy is not the problem. You don't need to learn how to post more content or do anything like that. You need to learn how to use your mind, use your mental capabilities, so you can be able to see the success that you want to see. Because the tactics are not your issue. The issue is you. You are in your own way. And when you fix you and when you get out your own way, you'll see the success that you want to see.